Hi there, today I'm going to present you the last template we have built. It's about a invoice tracker. This is built under Google Spreadsheet and it will work for the time being only on Google Spreadsheet. It is not a template built for Microsoft Excel. Uh, that was the first thing I want to clarify from the beginning. The second thing I want to clarify it is that this invoice tracker. It's tracking only the expenses but not the incomings also. So this is an invoice tracker built to track all your expenses invoices. Uh, I built this invoice tracker only for expenses because not every one of us is having a company. Not everyone is releasing invoices for their customers to track those invoices also. I have another template in progress for that thing, more advanced and with more option on board to say so. But this right now is one invoice tracker for multiple years, for many months, to follow only from a single place, but only for the expenses as invoices. This tracker is built having four theme colors. This first one, the yellow, a light gray one, brown, and also someone who wants some colorful in their life, a light pink and a bit of red. Okay, but every presentation and this guideline video introduction and guideline it will be done under this yellow because I like it more. It's more the sections are more highlighted and visible than the other theme colors to say so. So we have for this tracker three main tabs: the settings tab, invoice DB, which is the invoices database, and the dashboard, basically from where you can find anything you like related to any invoice, any status, any amount paid or unpaid for your invoices. First of all, when you will download this invoice tracker, you will have to go into the settings tab. You have here three main options. You have the currency, you have the language, and you have a small list of 49 company names which can be interpreted as providers for your services, for the services you receive, like Disney Plus, HBO, Netflix, and so on, for any type of provider you need, for any utility, house related utility to say so, or any kind of services or invoices you are paying. So first of all, we have the currency switcher. You don't need multiple templates. You don't need multiple files to use related to your currency. You have by default a list of 18 currency with a currency symbol and currency name. You have the option to add more up to 26 currency you'd like to use with this invoice tracker. Basically, to use this invoice tracker in your actual currency, you just have to select from this drop down list the currency symbol you like to use, and as you can see, I have updated for the euro, and everything in this tracker will be updated for the euro currency in just a flash. So we have euro symbol by everywhere. Okay, let's switch it back to the dollar symbol because I'm used more with this. Okay, so everything is back to normal to say so in the dollar currency. Further, because I've noticed that many of you has been asking about a multi-language system. You have at your disposal up to 56 languages. Everything you'll have to do is just select from the drop down the language you need to use to set up for this tracker. Let's say you want Italian. Okay, select Italian, wait a bit for the system to translate the entire tracker. As you see, it's loading the language, and now everything is displayed on the selected language. The dashboard, the invoice database with the filters, headings, the status, and the settings. Also you have the translations for the default headings. Okay, let's go back now to English because I'm used to it to go further to present this. Okay, so but let's prove another one. Let's prove I had English. Let's prove the Arabic translation. As you see, it is loading. Wait for a bit, and we have in a few seconds everything translated to Arabic, including the drop down filters also. Okay, in the dashboard, invoices, filters, headings, statuses, everything is translated to Arabic. Let's go back and switch to US English. Sorry for that. Okay, further, the third thing I would like to mention for the settings tab is the company name, basically the providers for your services. You have a default list up to 30 providers, but you can just delete it and come up with your desired list. You have the option to record the phone, fax, email, and address in case you need to contact them, and it will be much more easier to come here and grab all the contact details you need to get in touch with your provider. So select the language, select the currency, language, build your provider list, and that would be all to set up your entire system. Further, the next step is to record your invoices. I try to find the better and the best and the easiest way to record your invoices without being forced of a lot of manual inputs. So basically, on that thought, or on that with that in mind, you have only to record the invoice number, the company or the provider name, the date issued, the due date, and the value. Okay, that would be all. Let's prove that point just now. Let's do one. Let's assume this is the invoice number, the provider. You have the drop down list available from where to select, or if you don't want to select from the drop down list, just type the name of your provider. Let's say I have Apple. I just type Apple, and the system will find the provider name for us from the entire list you have built. You have the date issued for this invoice from a drop down or a pop-up calendar, how it is called. You select the date, due date also from the pop-up calendar. This way, with this at your disposal, it is impossible to type any date in a wrong way. Okay, we have the value for the invoice as the last row. So let's say this is $25. After you insert the invoice value, the system will automatically recognize that you haven't paid this yet because you haven't entered any amount paid value. If you do not enter the amount paid for this invoice, the system will consider that that invoice is unpaid, and it will give you the amount due for that. Okay, and in the same time will allocate a status for your invoice. There are 4 available status. You have the paid, partially paid, unpaid, and there is a status which is not available in this list but is available on the dashboard for the next 7 days as invoices, meaning the invoice is due in the next 7 days. Okay, so every time we enter an invoice and we have entered the amount, the value of that invoice, if we do not enter anything in the amount paid, the system will consider that that this invoice is unpaid. If I, let's say, from $25 I have paid $12, the system will notify that and will do all the calculation automatically, and will tell us that we have $30 amount due, and this is a partially paid invoice. Okay, so we will not need to set up the status ourselves, because we might enter some wrong dates. Just a second. We might enter some wrong dates, and everything else will be wrong displayed after that. Okay, in case we paid that amount in full and we type $25 as the paid amount, the system will notify we will not have any amount due, and the status of that invoice will be paid. Also, in this tab in the invoice database, we have a very simple and very useful filters at the top. We can filter the entire list, and let's say we have recorded 1002 or 2000 invoices, and we would like to find from this tab, but it will not be the case because I will show you later how we will gonna do that. I want to find an invoice based on the company. Just click on the filter, clear the list, and select the provider you wish, and click OK. So we see that we have only one invoices. After that, to come back to all the invoices, just select all, click OK, and everything is back to normal. Same for all the other four filters available for the date issued, the due date, and the status. Okay, what is special in this InvoiceDB sheet is that every row and every status, every type of status is automatically formatted based on the status of the invoice. So if an invoice is unpaid, it will the status, it will be light red highlighted, and the entire row text for the entire row is getting red. For the paid, the text is black and the status is light green, and for partially paid, the text is automatically yellowed and the status is light yellow. Let's take this invoice for example. This is unpaid. Let's say I have partially paid that with $100, and we see that this is automatically getting partially paid, and I need to pay $230 more. If I'm not paying it at all, it's getting red, amount due $350, and text is red. If I pay this in full, automatically amount due is 0, paid, status with a light green. Okay, this is all built to prevent every mistake you might do here, and to provide you the real stats of any invoice. So you have to enter just the number of invoice, provider, due date, and the date issued, value, and any amount you have paid for that invoice, even if it's fully paid or just partially paid, and you will get the status and the amount due automatically. The last tab is the dashboard. This is seems to be pretty simple, and it is simple if you have a look on it, but as simple it is, as many details it's offering you, and in a very dynamic way. Okay, first time we will set up your language for the entire system from here. I advise you to come here and change, because this entire list, all the months and the full year, and also all the statuses, or the status list, it will be automatically translated. And if we change the language from English to, let's say, to German, or is it, or another French, not necessarily, there is not, that really doesn't matter what language you'll select to have your Invoice Tracker translated. It's the same thing for all the languages. So as you see, this dashboard has been fully translated and completely dynamically translated to the French. Everything in this dashboard is in French now. Okay, but the list is translated into the background, and it's not dynamically reloaded. The list, it is available in French, but you need to select the term, the proper term in the corresponding language, meaning in French now. Okay, and everything will work exactly as it should be. Okay, so let's go back to English US, and if we go back into the dashboard, we see année complete ou tous les factures. I don't know how to spell this in French, but it's obviously we need to use the English version for that, so we will select the English version for the filters. So that will be the first thing you'll need to do after you change the language for your tracker. The dashboard is based on 4 main sections. We have the left side section, the top section, center, and the bottom, to say so. The top left section is the fully and completed year overview for all the invoices recorded into the invoice database. You have a small section here when you will see the number and the value for all the invoices which are due today. Okay, so this is logged by today's date. Okay, the next section, year overview, this will this is representing how to say it, an invoice breakdown section for every month, and every month is presenting you the number of the paid, unpaid, and partially paid invoices and the corresponding values. So if you want to see a complete status of every invoice you have, or all the invoices you have in this section based on month for the current year, for the 2023 in this case, you will have everything on this side. For December 2023, for example, I have 3 paid invoices with a total amount of $495, 2 unpaid with a total amount of $166, and 1 invoice paid partially with $300. Okay, so if I'm changing, why do I say that this is completely dynamic and you will not need to clone this file, or to clone the entire tracker or the spreadsheet file to follow all the invoices for the 2024, 2025, or even 2031, because everything is related to these 3 main selections from here. So with these 3 selections, you can track any invoice starting from 2023 up to 2031 with a single tab for every or for any month from these all years. Beside that, for any selection you do here, for example 2023, let's say I'm choosing February, but not because I have no invoice recorded on February. Let's say for December, I can filter more and I can see only the paid invoices, only the unpaid invoices for December 2023, all due in 7 days. I have one which is due on December 10, and this is amount due. So everything you have in your invoice DB can be tracked and will be followed, will offer you statistics only using this single dashboard and only using these 3 filters. Okay, if I'm going for example for 2024, I see that I have nothing returned here. I have no invoices recorded for 2024, not in the year overview, which is 2024 now, and it will display all the related invoices with 2024, per month and per status, and as a number and as value. I have nothing in the invoice breakdown here. I have nothing in cash flow 2024 and nothing in the invoice details, because I have recorded nothing for the year of 2024. Same for 2025. If I add any invoice here for 2024, so I can go and add any invoice here starting from 2023 up to 2031. I can use this year by year without changing a thing, without multiplying any sheet, without multiplying any file, nothing. Just record everything here from now up to 2031, and this dashboard will provide you any details you'd like for your invoices from the start time of your record up to the end of it. Okay, so if I'm, for example, now let's say it's 2025 and I want to see some invoices from 2023, I don't need to look up in my computer after the files recorded in 2023, because everything is under one file. Just this, record it here, keep recording year after year, and it will be at your disposal at one click. Select year, select month, select status, and you have all the invoices with all the statuses, all the paid amount, everything at your fingertips. You don't need to clone anything. You don't need to create new tabs, one tab for every month. No, it's just a crazy thing. And okay, it doesn't matter. That are just my ideas, and let's go further. On the invoices breakdown, this is fully depending by these two filters for the year and for the month. So we have now 2023 year selected and full year, meaning it will consider all the months when displaying this. As we see here, we have all 2023 all over the place, and it's showing us the total invoices for the 2023, meaning the number of invoices and the total amount for those invoices. Okay, that's the invoiced amount. We have the paid invoices, the number of the paid invoices in 2023. We have paid 7 invoices, and this is the total paid amount. We have unpaid invoices. We have partially paid invoices with the amount we have paid partially and the amount left to be paid for these 8 invoices. And we have the invoices due in the next 7 days, and we see we have one invoice. In the right side we have a small and very simple chart that is representing the total amount. Okay, that's the total amount invoiced, the total amount paid, and the total amount unpaid for the 2023 full year. If you want to see some specific data for the specific month, let's switch it. For example, year 2023 and November, and we see that in 2023 November we have one invoice and it is paid. So we have only one invoice in November. Same thing here. Okay, this chart is representing that we have $725 to pay, and we have paid $725, which is stated here also. One invoice paid in full with full payment. Okay, if we go to December, for example, because I have recorded more invoices in the month of December, we see that we have 6 invoices for December 2023, 3 invoices paid in full, 2 unpaid, 1 invoice paid partially, and one due in the next 7 days. So you can play with this for any time period you'd like. 2024, 2029, 2031, select the month or full year, and you'll have everything displayed here. You can't miss any invoice using this invoice tracker. The next section will be a cash flow. What is specific to this cash flow section? It is that this cash flow will only show you the details for the entire year. I mean, if you select here 2024, okay, it doesn't matter if you select January or any other specific month. Okay, this will use always all the details for the entire year you have selected to use. Okay, so you will see always the total value for the entire year and the total payments you have paid through the entire year till the current day. Okay, uh, and the graphic representation of that, the dark line, the black line, is representing the amount you have to pay, and the green line is representing the amount you have paid from what you needed to pay. Okay, that is simple, but it will show you all the time how your uh, payments uh, are going for the entire year, for every month. Okay, so we see that in October we have the largest invoiced, $3,717, and we have paid $2,000 from that amount. And if we are curious to see why in October we just simply select October, and we see we have 5 invoices. We have paid 2, counting $2,000. We have 3 partially paid. We have paid $1,205, and we have left $565. And in the bottom section we see all these invoices for the current month selected. So we were curious to see what is in October. We selected October. We have this breakdown for all the invoices, and also in the bottom section we have listed all the invoices for October. Okay, and if we want to go further with that, we can use the third filter available, which will complete the entire functionality of this tracker. Let's say, for example, I want to see what invoices I have paid partially also, or only that, and we go and select partially paid, and we see that these 3 invoices from October are these from Exelon, American Electric Power, and HBO Max. I have paid from October. This month I will not use. I will not watch on HBO. Excuse me. And we see that what a bill on HBO, and we see that everything is returned from our invoice database, and we see every detail we need to see. Okay, so we have a quick curiosity to say, so I would like to see, or maybe what invoice is due on the next 7 days. So I see that I have to pay YouTube in the next 7 days, which is due on 10, and amount due is $9. Okay, back to all invoices for the full month, and we see everything under the current year. And once with this cash flow, I also presented these invoice details. Basically, this section is showing you all the invoices you were interested when you selected the year and the month. Okay, so if I wanted to see invoices for December, this is automatically filtering all the invoices from the invoice database tab based on the year I choose to preview and the month, and it's offering me the list with all the invoices from this selection. And further, I can play with these invoices, and I can select, let me see, I want to see only the unpaid invoices, I want to see only the paid invoices from December 2023, I want to see only the partially paid. Okay, so I have everything at my fingertips to get an opinion and to track and not to forget to pay any invoice. So this is basically very simple. You don't have to type anything here, just three selections, and I have everything for a large period of time, starting from 2023 up to 2031, from one place. So I don't have to multiply, I don't have to copy, I don't have to add new tabs for every month, for everything, switch between tabs, scroll down, scroll up to the left, to the, I have everything statically here on one preview, and I simply just have to add an invoice number, provider, two dates, and two values. That's all I have to do for every invoice, and I have a bunch of details at my disposal. Basically everything you need to see, it is displayed here. Okay, I think that is all. If something is wrong with my expenses invoice tracker, please do let me know, and I will fix every issue it might appear. But as I tested, I couldn't find one. So if you have any issues, any questions, please do let me know. Thank you, and I hope you like it. Have a good day.